2 Kings chapter 23, verse 5. He did away with the pagan priests who had been appointed by the previous kings of Judah. They had burned incense at the pagan shrine throughout Judah and even in the city of Jerusalem. They had also offered incense to Baal and to the sun, the moon, the constellations, and to all the forces of heaven. The king removed the Asherah pole from the Lord's temple and took it outside Jerusalem to the Kidron Valley, where he burned it. Then he ground the pole to dust and threw the dust to the public cemetery. He also tore down the houses of the shrine prostitutes that were inside the temple of the road where the woman woved covering for the Asherah pole. Joshua brought back to the Jerusalem all the priests of the road who were living in other towns of the Judah. He also defiled all the pagan shrines where they had burned incense from the Geba to Beersheba. He destroyed the shrine at the entrance the gate of the Joshua, the governor of the Jerusalem. This gate was located to the left of the city gate. As one entered the city, the priests who had served at the pagan shrines were not allowed to serve at the road altar in Jerusalem, but they were allowed to eat unleavened bread with the other priests. Then the king defiled the altar of the Peppered in the valley of the Ben Hinnom, so no one could ever again use it to sacrifice the son of or daughter in the fire as an offering to the Malek. He removed from the entrance of the Lord's temple the horse statue that the former king of Judah had dedicated to the sun. They were near the quarter of the Nether Malek the eunuch. In an officer of the court, the king also burned the chariot dedicated to the sun. Joshua tore down the altar that the kings of Judah had built on palace roof above the upper room of Ahaz, built on the palace roof above the upper room of Ahaz. The king destroyed the altars that Manasseh had built in the two courtyards of the Lord's temple. He smashed them to bits and scattered the pieces in the Kidron Valley. The king also desecrated the pagan shrines east of the Jerusalem and south of Mount of the Corruptions, where King Solomon of David, Israel, had built a shrine for Asherah poles, the detestable godless of the Sidonians, and for Chemosh, the detestable god of the Moabite, and for Malek, the detestable god of the Ammonite. He smashed the sacred pillar and cut down the Asherah pole, and he desecrated these places by scattering human bones over them. The king also tore down the altar in Bethel, the pagan shrine that Jerusalem son of the Nabat had made, where he led Israel into sin. Joshua crushed the stones to dust and burned the Asherah pole. Then, as Joshua was looking around, he noticed several tombs in the side of the hill. He ordered that the bones he brought out and he burned them on the altars at Bethel to discredit it. This happened just as the Lord has promised through the man of God, as Jeroboam stood beside the altar at the festival. Then Joshua turned and looked up at the tomb of the man of God who had predicted these things. "What is that monument over there?" Joshua asked. And the people of the town told him, "This is the tomb of the man of God who came from Judah and predicted the very thing that you have just done to altar and Bethel." Joshua replied, "Leave it alone. Don't disturb this bone." So they did not this bone, or those of the old prophet from the Samaria. Then Joshua demolished the building at the pagan shrines in the town of Samaria, just as he had done in Bethel. He had been built by the various kings of Israel, had made the Lord very angry. He executed the priest of the pagan shrines on altars, and he bound human bones on the altars to disgrade them. Finally, he returned to Jerusalem. Joshua celebrated the Passover. King Joshua then issued this order to all the people: "You must celebrate the Passover to the Lord your God, as it is written in the book of the covenant." There had not been a Passover celebration like that since the time when the judges ruled in Israel. Throughout all the years of the kings of Israel and Judah, this Passover was celebrated to the Lord in Jerusalem during the 18th year of King Josiah's reign. Joshua also terminated the medium and psychics and Hazor god and every other kinds of idol worship, both in Jerusalem and throughout the land of the Judah. He did this in obedience to all the law written in the scroll that Hittites, the priest, had found in the Lord's temple. Never before had there been a king like Joshua who turned to the Lord with all his heart and soul and strength, obeying all the law of Moses, and there have never been a king like him since.